Hello, and welcome to this example module on using PowerPoint to create simple training videos at your desktop. Upon completing the video, you'll be able to complete and deploy simple professional-looking training modules with tools you likely already have on hand. In fact, the video you're currently watching was created using this technique. Let's begin by taking a look at what you need to get started. From there, we'll talk about how you design your content, add audio, and even video to your slides. Then we'll talk about transitions and timing. Lastly, we'll cover how to export your work to a video file and post it to a place where others can consume it. As mentioned previously, this process is designed specifically to allow subject matter experts to design training with the tools they already have on their desk. The material requirements are minimal. You'll need a computer with PowerPoint and ideally a USB microphone. While most laptops already have a microphone on board, even a cheap USB microphone can make a huge difference in quality. You can obtain one at places like Walmart or Amazon. Prices for these are around $30. Once you have your computer set up, the next thing we'll need to do is set a roadmap for our training content. While curriculum design is outside the scope of this learning module, clarifying your goals up front is always a good idea. Before you jump into content creation, it's good to have an outline. Determine what information or new behaviors you want to communicate with the learner, and then break it down into bite-sized chunks. Doing this will help you understand the flow of your slides and will prevent rework in the next step. Now that our computer's set up and we have a rough outline of our content, it's time to design our slides. To begin, we'll want to choose a visual theme to standardize all the slides in our presentation. Existing PowerPoint templates are a great starting point. Larger organizations may even have standardized templates that provide a clean, branded look. Once you decide on the look for your presentation, build it out just as you would a normal PowerPoint presentation. As you build your slides, it can be helpful to write out your narrative for each slide in the note sections for that slide. This will make recording narrations much easier. A good pro tip to remember here is that AI can be very helpful in content design. The slide designer embedded in PowerPoint can increase the impact of your slides while saving time. Similarly, tools like ChatGPT, Microsoft Office Copilot, or Google's Bard can help validate content and make your narration scripts more succinct. Once you've created your visual content and narrative notes, it's time to record your audio. There's more than one way to do this, but for our purposes, we'll record an individual audio track for each slide. There's two major reasons for this. The first is that training content tends to evolve, and recording in this way allows us to go back and edit specific process elements without re-recording our entire track. And the second is that recording audio in smaller chunks allows for more precise delivery, eliminating verbal pauses, and making a more professional sounding final product overall. To embed our audio, we'll create an audio recording for each slide in the presentation by reading the narration track of that slide into our computer's microphone. Start with your first slide. Select the record option from the menu bar at the top of the PowerPoint window. Then select the audio icon. This will cause the record sound dialog to appear. When you're ready, simply click the red record button and read your narration into the mic. Don't worry if you mess up. You can always push the square stop button and just hit the red record button to try again. When you're done recording, just click OK. Repeat the process until you have a recording for every slide in your presentation. A common issue with this technique is that slide timings can become desynchronized with your audio content, causing slides to hang in silence or advance prematurely. To avoid this, you'll need to ensure that the transition time of the slide matches or slightly exceeds the duration of the slide's audio. The process for this is to play the slide's audio by clicking the speaker icon on the slide, followed by the play arrow. When your audio track is done playing, note the duration. From the top of the PowerPoint window, select the Transitions option. When the ribbon drops down, find the after time in the Advanced Slides section at the far right of the slide. Ensure the value matches or exceeds the duration for the audio clip. Now that our deck is complete, we're ready to export our video and decide how we want to distribute it. With your presentation open, select the File option from the top of the screen. Then select Export from the list of options. You'll be presented with a number of export types. Select Create a Video. This will open the video creation dialog. Here you'll want to select the resolution for your video. If you're working over the web or with limited bandwidth, such as a mobile device, a lower resolution may be preferable. Ensure that the Use Recorded Timings and Narrations option is set. This should be the default, but it's always good to check. Finally, you'll want to select Create Video. You'll be presented with a file creation dialog box. Just input the name and desired location of your video file. The video is rendered in real time, so you'll need to wait for the duration of your video for the file to complete. There's a progress bar at the bottom of the screen, and a message will pop up when the file's ready. Now it's time to sit back and admire your handiwork. View your video in its entirety to ensure proper transition timings and to catch any errors such as typos. The most likely issue you'll have is with transition timings. It may be helpful to go back and review that section of the video if you need to make corrections. Now that you have your new video in hand, it's time to consider how you'll distribute it. The first thing you want to do is choose a hosting platform. There are too many options to list here, but generally your choice will be governed by the scope of your audience. If you're looking to distribute your content to the world, a hosting service such as YouTube may be an excellent choice. For video of a more proprietary nature, your organization's intranet or SharePoint installation may offer a better choice. Of course, not all of us are lucky enough to have a company intranet, and in those cases you may simply want to place your video in a shared directory. Your video can only create value if it's watched by your target audience. There are many ways to connect people with your video, and the exact method will depend on your circumstances. That said, most hosting options will allow you to access the video using a hyperlink, and this offers us some very creative options, as hyperlinks can not only appear in web pages, but can also be emailed or embedded in documents and presentations. As an example, embedding a video with specific steps for a process within system documentation can be a very powerful tool. You should experiment to find out what works best for your audience. Finally, one thing that many trainers forget about is that not everyone is able to consume content in the same way. Things like hearing loss or color blindness can present a real problem for someone who may be interested in your content. Fortunately, most video hosting platforms offer provisions for closed captioning. If this isn't available to you, you might want to consider including enough text in your slides to ensure that the point is conveyed completely in addition to your audio track. You should now be able to create basic video using PowerPoint. There are a ton of possibilities, and this training was only intended to convey the basics. I'd encourage you to explore on your own to see what's possible. Thanks for watching.